Hello everybody, this is Matt White with Live Forever Science, and today we're going to be talking about the 5 things you do every morning that are giving you cancer. Number 1, taking a shower. So you've probably heard people talking about that it's important to filter your drinking water.
It is not clean.
Well, with the unseen amounts of toxic chemicals they use to purify your water, it makes good sense to remove this stuff before you pour a nice cold one. I mean, if it kills your pet goldfish, it can't be good for you.
Don't drink, it's no good for you.
What if I told you that it's actually more important to filter your shower water than it is your drinking water? And what if I told you that by not doing so, it's actually giving you cancer every time you take a shower?
All right.
Well, as Samuel L. Jackson would say,
hold on to your butts.
Because here's how it works. Chlorine is toxic to all living organisms. That's why they add it to our water. It obliterates waterborne bugs before we all die of Montezuma's revenge.
That's gross.
When the toxin chlorine is added to our water, it reacts with organic material and creates even more harmful chemicals called trihalomethanes, THMs.
What? Say what again? Say!
THMs are really, really bad. In fact, they've been proven to cause free radical damage to human cells. This free radical damage is the beginning of cancer. Every type of cancer. Here's what the Environmental Defense Fund says about THMs. Quote, although these concentrations of carcinogens are low, it's precisely these low levels that cancer scientists believe are responsible for the majority of human cancers in the United States.
That's just crazy. That's just...
So here's a clearer picture. When the water in your hot morning showers vaporize, the THMs are being absorbed through your skin and breathed into your lungs. The absorption is actually 100 times greater than through just drinking tap water alone. In fact, a 20-minute hot shower could equate to drinking 10 gallons or more of THM-polluted water.
Well, what are you going to do next?
I haven't made my mind up yet.
That's okay, not to worry. The fix is actually easy. The quickest and cheapest solution is to buy an inline shower filter.
Cowabunga.
These are a simple multi-stage filter that screw into your shower. It removes chlorine and allows you to keep using the original shower head as though nothing has changed.
If I'm wrong, nothing happens. We go to jail.
Personally, right now, I use one made by Omica Organics. It's $100, you replace it annually, and it's pretty convenient.
How convenient!
Number 2, using soap and shampoo. You're not out of hot water yet.
Let me ask you something, and I'm not trying to be funny here.
Would you take a big old gulp from your shampoo bottle? Probably not. Okay. What if I told you that your body does the equivalent of drinking your shampoo and eating your soap every time you use it? Here's how this works. Your skin is like a giant living sea sponge.
You're a sea creature, you idiot.
See, there's layers of proteins and fats, hairs and pores, and they all work together to create a living, breathing boundary between your gushy insides and the outside world.
I thought I told you to stay outside. I am outside.
But chemical solvents added to soaps and shampoos, they're able to break through this barrier and be absorbed directly, unfiltered, into your blood.
The enemy have broken through. Every man to the front.
In a hot shower, your skin softens and your pores open up. And the chemicals in your soapy suds are absorbed more than they would be if you physically drank the same amounts.
So, when I drink too much tonight, can I count on you to hold my hair back if I puke?
The scary part here is that your government does nothing to protect you from the chemicals that companies use in your soaps and shampoos. In fact, it's their actual policy to let companies create and release any chemical used in cosmetics without testing it for safety. Here's what the FDA has to say. Quote, with the exception of color additives and a few prohibited ingredients, a cosmetic manufacturer may, on his own responsibility, use essentially any raw material as a cosmetic ingredient and market the product without approval.
I am very stupid.
End quote. This is a serious problem because most major soap and shampoo manufacturers are using chemicals that are now turning out to be known carcinogens. Meaning, they use chemicals that have been rigorously tested and proven to cause certain cancers. A few of the most common of these chemicals are parabens, known to mimic estrogen and cause breast cancer, toluene, used in synthetic fragrance, known to cause blood cancer, and sodium lauryl sulfate, present in almost all non-natural cleaning agents and known to cause cellular mutations and cancer.
Can't you understand what's happening here?
But the real number of toxic and cancer-causing ingredients is way too big for me to list, and truthfully unknown because companies are rolling out new untested ingredients every day.
I have improved it.
So what do you do to stop eating and drinking poison through your giant sexy sponge mouth?
That's easy!
Stop using any non-natural soaps or shampoos. Just about every soap and shampoo you ever used is sourcing the same toxic chemical ingredients. Dove body soap. That's vulture bait. Irish Spring Sport. Yeah, that's Chinese chemical crap. Old Spice body wash. Try young dude skin cancer. Instead, use an organic liquid soap such as Dr. Bronner's Magic Soap. It's actually cheaper than buying bar soap and it lasts much, much longer.
Why don't you take a picture? It'll last longer.
Why don't you stop being so confrontational?
And for shampoos and conditioners, there are many options online and in health stores. But be wary. There are many companies that advertise that their products are free of certain chemicals while still containing known cancer-causing ones. I'll give you an example. The Jason brand, Restorative Natural Shampoo, advertises that it's sodium lauryl sulfate free, and it is. But it uses an equally bad ingredient known as sodium myreth sulfate. So if you see an ingredient you're not sure about, you can visit www.ewg.org/skindeep to look up your ingredient in the EWG's database of cosmetic chemicals.
For research purposes, of course.
Your best bet, though, is to buy shampoos and soaps with as few ingredients as possible. Number 3 in the list of 5 things you do every morning that are giving you cancer. Drinking a cup of coffee. Now hold on, don't stop listening. I promise you, I'm drinking a cup of coffee right now as we speak. It's not the coffee that's the problem. It's what's happened to the coffee. Coffee is the #1 most imported food in the US, over 140 billion pounds in 2014. And we're importing it from lesser developed countries like Colombia that use pesticides that have been banned in the US and in Europe.
This is Sparta!
These pesticides are used on all large-scale industrial coffee farms and are so bad that some are listed as contact poisons because they have killed the coffee bean farmers that are accidentally or systemically overexposed.
Does this look infected to you? Yeah.
We're not talking good old American pesticide bad. Nuh-uh. We're talking worse than Agent Orange bad. And these pesticides are used on all major brand coffees. Folgers, Maxwell House, 8 O'Clock, Dunkin' Donuts, chock full of nuts, if you drink that crap. So if you're drinking these brands or any non-organic brands, you can definitely count on ingesting this stuff.
What can we do? What can we do?
Well, if you just can't imagine living a day without coffee, but you really don't want Jorge hosing down your intestines like the jungles of Vietnam, switch to organic coffee. This is one of the few crops that you really must consider buying organic. It's about $2 to $3 more, but it really is worth it. My favorite right now personally is Kroger's Simple Truth Organic Dark Roast. It's actually a really good roast.
Yeah, it's really good.
Number 4 on the list of 5 things you do every morning that are giving you cancer. You use a plastic coffee maker.
Sorry I was such an idiot.
It's common knowledge these days that plastics are dangerous, but I think most coffee maker companies missed that memo.
A memo to me, maim you after my meeting.
Here's the problem. The heavy plastics used in your coffee maker are usually made with PVC. In short, these plastics are quite reactive to substances that are stored in them, meaning they can leak plastics into fluids and solids, especially when those substances and the plastics are heated together.
Oh, golly, I'm hot today.
You see where I'm going with this?
Don't you see what's happening?
Your hot water reservoir on your coffee pot is bringing your water to boil inside of a heavy PVC plastic, then forcing that water through PVC tubing where it sits on a PVC basket that holds your water over your coffee grounds, which are probably not organic.
It's not a date. It's definitely not a date.
That plastic residue is then leached into your water and dripped directly into your hot, savory cup of coffee every time you make a pot. Then, when it enters your body, it acts as an endocrine disruptor.
Endocrine.
And it can cause countless forms of cancer. And this goes double for Keurigs. Yeah, sorry, bub. But your super trendy and wasteful status symbol of a coffee pot is pumping hot water into soft plastic Keurig containers and leaching poison into your coffee grounds every time you use it.
Anytime you're feeling glum, count on me to be a chum.
So what should you do? Well, you should throw your Mr. Coffee and your Keurig away.
Throw it away?
Throw it in the trash, and throw the trash can in a dumpster, and then set that dumpster on fire and run, because you just committed arson.
I'm serious, Brandon. That's not funny.
But no, just buy a coffee maker that uses all glass and steel. It takes a little searching to find a good one, but they're out there. I personally love my all-metal espresso maker and my stovetop percolator, but they make good drip models, and they're absolutely worth the investment if you want to be a daily coffee drinker and not a daily poison guzzler. Number 5, on the 5 things you do every morning that are giving you cancer. You wear deodorant.
You stink. You're lousy.
That's right. That creamy white or crystal clear, 8-hour lasting, streak-free anti-stank stick you douse under your arms each morning is more than likely assisting you in your unknown quest for cancer. Here's how this works. Remember how I said the FDA does not require cosmetics manufacturers to test their ingredients for safety? Well, that's true for deodorant as well. And although I could list a whole number of known cancer-causing ingredients used in every major brand, such as triclosan, an antifungal agent known to disrupt hormones and cause liver cancer, or propylene glycol, a known neurotoxin that was originally developed as an antifreeze. This is also the main ingredient in electronic cigarettes, by the way. There's honestly just too many to list, so I'm going to focus on the biggest bad boy of them all. Aluminum.
Squid lobster! Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. Aluminum is the #1 active ingredient in all deodorants that are marketed as antiperspirants. Aluminum is a dirt cheap raw material, and it does a remarkable job of blocking the sweat glands in your skin. But it also does a not so remarkable job of being absorbed into the skin and interrupting estrogen receptors of the breast cells.
It's really okay. Well, I asked him twice not to interrupt.
So what am I getting at here? I'm saying that the active ingredient in your deodorant is known to cause breast cancer. Want proof?
I'll prove it to you. You'll see.
Look at the label of any deodorant that contains aluminum that's marketed as antiperspirant. You'll see on the front that they are required by law to advertise that the product contains aluminum. That's the same type of law that requires cigarette manufacturers to put Surgeon General warnings on cigarettes. It ended up there because people got hurt.
Somebody's going to get hurt, that's for sure.
So what can you do to handle all that filtered shower-taking, organic coffee drinking arm funk? Well, you can start by avoiding any antiperspirants that contain aluminum first off. But that's only half the battle because there's plenty of bad stuff left. The best thing to do is look for brands that advertise honestly that their products are free of controversial ingredients. I say honestly because companies such as Arm & Hammer Naturals just got sued for using the word natural in their advertising when their deodorant contained the synthetic antifungal triclosan.
This is not natural, man.
So you can always check the EWG database for how certain natural and organic brands rank against one another as well. Now, will you be able to find an organic or natural deodorant for $4 like your Arm & Hammer endocrine disrupting naturals at Kroger?
No, probably not.
But are there dozens to choose from for around $7 to $8?
Oh yes, absolutely.
And although it may not seem like a big deal, you have to think about this systemically. It's not the 2 weeks or even the 6 months of bad deodorant wearing that's going to hurt you. It's the 5 to 15 years of toxic chemical absorption that's going to bring you to that oh-so-terrible moment during your next mammogram. Well, thank you so much for listening, everyone. This has just been the tip of the health and prevention iceberg. If you'd like free and instant access to all my cancer prevention tips and holistic health advice, just follow the links to my website and subscribe to my email list. Or, if you'd like to talk to me personally, feel free to look me up on Facebook or email me at liveforeverscience@gmail.com. Thank you. Have a great day. Good day. Good day.